What's up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy, here on Sports Battleground, and I've been called out by Big TJ. Now, I was called out because Big TJ said that Rex Ryan is not a good coach. Because earlier we had a conversation, I said he was. I thought he was a good coach. So he said he's not a good coach, and the reason why he stated he wasn't a good coach is because his defense, Rex Ryan's defense, has only been good since he's been there, and that they draft horrible offensive players. Really? Okay. But that's what he said. They draft horrible offensive players, so he's a bad coach for that. And he stated that I was going to come back and say because they had Mark Sanchez and they still got to the AFC Championship twice. All right, man. So let's start by saying this. This is not the 8 Mile. You're not Bunny Rabbit or Eminem or whoever you think you are. And I'm not Papa Doc. So that strategy, it doesn't work. First of all, I'm not going to say that. You kind of answered your own question when you came back. And folks, if you haven't watched it yet, go to Sports Battleground on YouTube and watch. You'll see where he talked about why Rex Ryan is not a good coach. Okay, back to the subject. So Rex Ryan, you stated that he draft horrible offensive players. All right. So I would usually let you slide, but you supposedly know sports. I know you know sports, and you should know better than that. So I have to call you out on this. Okay, so it's a thing, or it's a position in football, or a title in football, which is called the general manager. And what the general manager does is, the general manager, he makes the decision who to draft or who to cut. So whether coaches, players, whoever, he makes that decision, unless he's Jerry Jones. So Tannenbaum drafted these players, right? Rex Ryan came in, and these players was already here. And again, Tannenbaum drafted these players. Now, what he did was make lemonade out of raisins. Really, let's be real. And he made it work. So this is a thing about a good coach. A good coach is not dictated on your talent level or the stats you put up. Because if that was the case, Wade, I forgot his name, the old coach for Dallas Cowboys, Wade Phillips, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Because you look at his team in Dallas, look at the offensive power, the defensive power he had there. Every year they were slated to go to the Super Bowl, or they were supposed to go before every season, and they man put up a whole bunch of stats. But what happened? They lost every time. That's not what a good coach is, TJ. A good coach motivates, prepares his team, and make game time adjustments during the game. And that's what he did. The fact that he knew he didn't have a quarterback or he didn't have a receiver, we're talking about Braylon Edwards. Really? Braylon Edwards. But Braylon Edwards did his job. But is he in the NFL now? No. And he's probably like 30, 31. Because he sucks. But he took that team. All right, we don't have no offensive weapons. So we have Thomas Jones. We have this guy named Sean Green who sucks now. He's in Tennessee. I think he's in the league. Yeah, he's in Tennessee. He was starting, but I think Bishop Sankey's getting most of them carries. Anyway, he takes Thomas Jones and Sean Green, and he says, okay, we got this nice offensive line. Let's run the ball. It's not pretty. It's not what the NFL or NFL fans want to see. But sure enough, they come in, and what they do, go to Indy, beat Indianapolis. Go to San Diego. I think they had the best record at the time. I think Indy had the best record that year too. And then a year before that, they beat San Diego in San Diego on the road. The last time they went to the AFC Championship, they beat New England, the Evil Genius, on the road. That's what a good coach does, man. That's what they do. They go ahead, they prepare, they motivate, and they made game time adjustments. Did you pick them to go to the AFC Championship that year? No. But they did, didn't they? And it wasn't just because of defense. No, they made offensive plays. They made some gutsy calls. And it worked. Let's look at Lovie Smith. I know you're going to throw the Bears in. No, just look at Lovie Smith. You look at Lovie Smith and what he did in Chicago. Defense, you could say. But they had no offense. But yet still, who's drafting the players? Lovie wasn't drafting the players. No. It was that bum GM drafting players. But yet still, he did what he had to do with those players. I mean, what are you gonna do? Okay, I don't want these players. I want to call in some. No, you can't do that. So my whole point is, if Rex is doing this with a sorry team, then what would you think he would do with a team like San Francisco 49ers, who has a great defense and great players on offense? If that team went to the AFC Championship, the team in New York, or both those teams, do you think if he had the San Francisco 49ers, you think they'd just be weak? No. Do you think he can probably get them to the Super Bowl and possibly win it? Yeah. Why? Because he's a good coach. Because he knows how to motivate. He knows how to make game time or game in adjustments. And he knows how to prepare. And again, that's what a good coach is. That's why you call him a good coach. He's never had any offensive weapons there. They drafted Geno Smith. Yeah, Geno Smith is not panning out, but he's still young. He's the second year. But like you stated, Curly sucks. You said Decker, Decker's a great wide receiver. No, Decker bought out because why? Because he was in Denver with Peyton Manning. You look at Emmanuel Sanders. Was Emmanuel Sanders playing like this in Pittsburgh? Heck no. Why is he balling out now? Because he has a great quarterback. Might be the best quarterback ever. So, and then he has other players around him. He has Bebe Thomas. Decker had Bebe Thomas. Decker had Julius Thomas. Wes Welker. Come on, man. So my point is Big TJ. He's not drafting the players. That comes from the general manager. That's why this general manager is about to be fired also. But yet still, he made lemonade out of raisins. And it worked. Now, the years after that, I think Braylon was gone. They let go of Braylon. And it got Santonio. And I think they were flirting with the playoff. They never made it back. But again, you look at that team, it sucked. Santonio got hurt, was out for the season 1 year. They had no one. Nobody. You said Chris Johnson. Come on, man. We knew he was over the hill last year when he was with Tennessee. Let me end this, man. I'm just tired of doing these battlegrounds, and people don't really think. He does. I mean, you stating the obvious, bruh. You're stating the obvious. You already know I'm not that type of dude. So, once again, it's your man, Mr. Controversy. Here on Sports Battleground, I accepted TJ's challenge. Had to come back and tell him why Rex Ryan is a good coach. These petty debates, man. One day he'll learn, folks. I'll holler at y'all. I'm out. Oh, and one more thing, Big TJ. Love the costume. Next time you talk to Mike Greenberg, let him know that if they get a better general manager and he draft better players, then maybe the Jets will be what they're supposed to be or what he wants them to be. But until they keep drafting 5th round players in the 1st round, they're going to suck. I'm out.